petitions from some individuals, party people, and then also even some members of parliament. So constitutionally and procedurally, National Executive Committee and National Council referred the matter to the Discipline Committee, which is chaired by Honorable Mokata, former Roads Minister. And we have also given them timelines. We said 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, they must present their report to the National Executive Committee through the General Secretary. So we are waiting for their work. We have referred all the petitions to them. We have given them 2 weeks to report back to National Executive Committee and National Council. Once they are petitions, what is important is that you have to refer, whatever the merits are. So refer the matter to the Discipline Committee. The most important thing is that the report from the Discipline Committee will be a subject matter for NEC and the National Council to consider afterwards. And that is where we can really speak to it. So as it stands now, the position is that we are referred all petitions received regarding Honorable Kennedy Japon's comments to the National Discipline Committee, and we have given them 2 weeks because we wanted to really make sure that in 2 weeks we deal with this matter. So in 2 weeks, National Executive Committee will receive the report, and then we will again convene a meeting for us to discuss these matters.
How many petitions are we talking about, and from where?
I mentioned that some individuals, some party people, and then also some members of parliament as well. Yes.
How many are we talking about? You know how many petitions?
No, not at all. We were just told that there have been some petitions, and from some party persons, and then also some members of parliament.
Well, so we are learning more about who is petitioning, how many people are petitioning. Just to put that into perspective, today when I spoke with the Director of Communications, he said there were about 10 petitions. Henry Nanabwache, at the time he granted that interview, said he didn't know the number. So we filled in the gap for you. Right now, we know there are about 10 petitions from, a varied number of people, so to speak, including what he says are members of parliament as well. Now, no names have been named yet, but here are a few things that we want to go over. Just to walk back on something I said earlier, that the demonstrators at the head office at the time that that meeting was taking place were not supporters of Ken, but people who were anti-Ken and were chanting Ken must go. Let me clarify that point. I apologize for getting that wrong. But let's stay on track with this conversation, right? Because Dr. Paul Boache Dankwa, who at the time of the presidential primary of the NPP spoke for Japan, has been sharing his thoughts on this matter as well. Let's take a listen to him. Then we'll hear from Ken's camp as well.
The party has long-standing committees, right? Just like the NDC have committees. And once you're a member of the party, any committee can call you for a conversation. I mean, the fact that you are being called to a committee does not convict you of any crime. And so I would say that whether or not he's called, okay, as a member of the party, he can attend to the meeting. I'm aware that there are private conversations and background conversations that are ongoing from the Council of Elders to engage the Honorable Kennedy Japan, and obviously from the two former presidents and the flag bearer as well to engage. You recall that the flag bearer had visited him. I'm aware that there are ongoing conversations, but I mean, for me, I think that we need to be able to smoke the peace pipe. I mean, at the back of this as well is the formation of a new political party that is calling on Honorable Kennedy Japan to become their candidate, which is the base. Okay, because we've had conversations of that as well. So we need to win the tug of war.
Let's have a quick chat now on the back of these developments. We will start off with Dr. Jonathan Asante. Doc, I know we've had you on for a while. This conversation was supposed to have started a little later with you and not on the subject. But let's rein you in now. I also have political analyst Professor Smart Sapong over the telephone. Gentlemen, I appreciate your time. In a tad, I promise you will hear from the camp of the former Member of Parliament, Kennedy Ohinie Japan. When we do get them, we'll bring them into this conversation as well. But Prof. Sapong, you have the first word here. What do you see happening?
Yeah, well, Kevin, good evening to your good self and to our cherished viewers. And I think the party is at a state where they need to tactfully go around this situation. It's about the good baby and the dirty water situation and how you are going to maneuver so that you do not throw away the baby along with the dirty water, how to separate the dirty water from the baby and all those things. And I am quite happy the civil approach they are using. Yes, people have their right to petition, but it's up to the National Council to use the best means possible to have the issue addressed. So I think reference to the disciplinary committee, the timelines and all the processes they may be going through would only have to be fair. All the necessary accusations leveled against the Honorable Kennedy Japan will have to be responded to by the Honorable himself or his representatives. Let the process be fair so that the outcome will also be an outcome acceptable by all. So it's a process. These two shall pass. They have to be fair and go around it so that the outcome will be acceptable.
I see. Doc, I come to you now and, 10 petitions. We're hearing from a varied collection of people in terms of importance. It makes this very serious, does it not?
Good evening, my dear sister, and then good evening to your viewers and to my brother out there. For me, it appears that the MPP is pressing a panicky button, and that panicky button could be a self-destruct panicky button. In the sense that to have 10 petitions against one individual at this material moment is serious. The other aspect of it is the fact that it could be two ways. Either he's expelled or is referred to some individuals for some kind of background negotiation. Now, if they go ahead to expel him, it will give more credence to what he had intended to say. But what he had also intended to say has some consequences, because if you tell the party you belong to that we will see whether you will win the 2028 elections, that for me is a statement that is very strong. But let's see how it goes. I think it is still early days yet. I'm of the view that they should do more background conversation, because if we are looking at the issue critically, who will be a greater loser? The greater loser will be Dr. Baumia. Mr. Kennedy has nothing to lose. So how then do you carry yourself in such a way that you don't become the greater loser as far as the 2028 elections, are concerned?
I've heard people say that Ken had this coming. He brought this upon himself because he has not, particularly for a while now, toe party lines, so to speak, which is why there are 10 petitions in the first place. And I want you to react to that. But also, in addition, assuming that Ken decides that he pulls his weight from the NPP at this time. Now this is not in relation to the outcome of the decision that the committee will take. But assuming by his own accord, he decides that I want to pull my weight from all that is happening and from the party, what would it look like?
Well, that would have meant that
Oh,
sleeping
no,
dogs...
that's for Prof.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'll come back to you,
Yes.
but this one is for Prof.
Yes, please. So, I mean, the impact varies. We've had instances in the past where big men in political parties have left their parties. Some went to rest, some too went to form their own political parties. And history is there to guide us as to how eventually they fared. You know, sometimes the NDC and the MPP are taken for granted. It has tried very hard to become a very huge tree. And if you are a branch of the tree, however huge you are, you try and stay with the tree, because once a branch falls out, it's only a matter of time. It will wither and it will be used for firewood, something like that. So for me, it won't be a good decision for Ken to move away from the party, even though it is one of the options he has to choose. In fact, this morning, I heard his brother or a personal lawyer say that he has already left the MPP, kind of. We also know of rumors of the base and they trying to organize to have him lead them and all those things. For me, all those attempts are just like previous attempts. In fact, the difference is even huge. The difference is that even Madame Rawlings, when she wanted to form her own party, openly led the process and drew others along with him. This one is like Jacko is leading a certain process intended to bring Ken on board. That for me is a process turned upside down. Ken politically is more experienced, more exposed to lead for others to follow, not for others to organize to have him come and lead. But these are all myths around the entire story. The best for the NPP and the best for Kennedy himself is to try, both of them try and meet each other halfway. And then the elders come in to try and perhaps manage the way he responds to things. You remember this one, it started with that fairy thing. Then the next interview was the one that worsened the whole thing. The next interview had threats and all those things on your own political party. Give me up to June 2027 and I'll collapse your party. All these statements, for me, are statements that could be coming from somebody who is deeply hurt. And I think hurt is resolvable by alternative dispute resolution other than the strict resolutions that are available. So it's like I said in the first instance, it's a very curvy situation. They need to maneuver it carefully. But the best decision for Ken himself is to stay with his party, and then the best decision for their party is to have him around and then manage him so that we get the best out of him, other than the current situation where out of maybe anger or disaffection for some people, he comes out to make statements. He himself knows it is anti-party.
Very well, Doc, keep in mind there are two aspects to this question, right? Do you feel the same way he brought this upon himself, or perhaps the party now is reaping what they sowed? Because when he was very active during the campaign period, he spoke his mind against the now party in office. It was all well and good. Now he's doing same to the party, and they are calling for disciplinary action against him. So I wanted to tackle that as well, but also if he were to withdraw from the party, do you feel the same, that that branch will die off eventually?
If only he decides to form a political party. I'm of the view that Mr. Kennedy will be a threat to both the MPP and the NDC if he leaves the MPP and does not join the base. Neither does he form any political party, but champion the Ghana First agenda. If he champions the Ghana First agenda, then both political parties would dread him, because he has the means to secure certain document, as it were, that he can use to make himself, overwhelmingly popular and the face of the country. Probably the way and manner he does his things, that is what puts certain, persons off. But that being said, he brought that upon himself as if this is someone that should be pitied. He's not asking for anybody's sympathy. He is a man of his own accord. He has developed a very consistent character, which is quite Aristotelian. And I think last week I spoke about something of that sort. And so it will be very difficult to change his character. This is the kind of character he's built within the media space over the period. While some of us felt that if indeed he had the desire to become a presidential candidate, there were certain things that in the past he wouldn't have joined, neither will he have done, things of that nature. So leaving, or he's brought that upon himself as if he's going to leave or is asking for somebody's sympathy. I don't think that is the case. But if he leaves and does not form any political party, I think it will be a force to reckon with within the system.
Now let's talk about something that is more real and not far off in the future, right? Whatever decision the party decides to take in 2 weeks' time will have consequences, whether or not it is for or against Kennedy or Hine Japan. There definitely are a large section, however you look at it, who will react to this matter. However, the committee decides to rule on these petitions, right? And so the party then will have to then again move to the fore and try and rally its base together. Remember, they have been on this unity effort since they lost elections in 2025. The question now will be not only what impact this is likely to have, as we already see signs of, but what should the party do to ensure that it does not degenerate and undo the efforts that have already been put in place, Prof?
Right. So individuals representing Kennedy at the various branches and polling stations of the party would have to now begin to start the reflection. Yes, he was our leader during the internal contest. He is now faced with some disciplinary issues. The outcomes are 50-50. It could be A, it could be B. When it is A, as his supporter down here, what should I do? And again, I refer to when Chief Alan decided to leave. There were very key members of his campaign team then who openly came on your media platforms and other platforms to say, I stay with the red, blue, and white. One of them, my friend OPK, the honorable member from Praiso. We have Sly Tete, Madam Asare, the Etiwa, the former deputy finance minister, the woman, and many of them. So the same situation would repeat itself. We would have people who would say, I go with Ken, and we would have people who would say, yes, I followed you because of the party. If you are no more part of the party, I choose to stay with the party. And so that distribution would come. Eventually, there will be people who will follow him, and there will be other people too who are his supporters who will decide to stay with the MPP. Then the party would have to start off with those who have chosen to stay with the party, rope them in entirely and fully, have them engage in various responsibilities for and on behalf of the party at the various levels. Then they become one unit, and then be able to perhaps demonstrate the unity more openly, so that we can now say, even now, today as we speak, depending on who is responding to the matter, you realize that there is this subtle, disunity in the defense or in the response to the issues regarding Kennedy Japan. But if eventually the shot is called and it doesn't turn positive but negative as in he leaves, then the reflection going through the minds of his supporters at the various levels would have to be decided upon by the individuals themselves.
Very well.
Some would definitely choose to be with the NPP, and I know some, perhaps few, would want to go with him.
Doc, a quick word on this, and then we'll move on to the next thing.
Well, Kamini, you see, I am of the view that unlike Dr. Baumia's predecessors, he seemed to have that subtle protest against his leadership. And that protest is coming from, the tree line of Kennedy. Now, the other point too is that people are still grappling with the acceptability of his leadership. Now, the MPP has produced 2 Akim presidents, 2. And they seem not to have that national, colorization. So it is an attempt to change that, narrative. That's the more reason why they brought Dr. Bawumia. But if you compare that to that of the NDC, they produced first a Votarian from the south, second a Asante from central, also from the south, and then third a northerner. So it appears that is a temptation that the MPP has fallen into. But they know very well that their strength is from their countries. So that thing in itself is something that is disturbing them, that is virtually creating this simmering tension, within the party. So his leadership is still a problem for some of the grassroots, especially those who are supporting Mr. Kennedy in Japan. But as Prof said, all right.
Very well, gentlemen, stay with me as we move on to the next topic, because tonight there's new information on the Asante Akim North MP. It's now 45 days since Asante Akim North MP Yohane Kwame Frimpong was arrested at Schiphol Airport in the Netherlands, allegedly in connection to crimes in the U.S. While his extradition processes continue in the European country, the silence of the Ghana, U.S., and the Netherlands authorities has been deafening. Now, last week we explained to you the nuances surrounding his absence from parliamentary duties, its impact on constituents, and what actions forthwith to prevent a repeat of the sins of Sal. You know what that means already. Now, this week, our parliamentary correspondent shares new insights. Christian Yale is joining me with a bit more on this. Christian, now, you're telling us, or you report to us here on Ghana Tonight, that some changes have happened on the schedule as far as his registering his presence is concerned. Explain that. Hello, Christian, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Absolutely. Now, I'm asking that you explain the latest development in regards to Yohane Kwame's presence in Parliament. What has changed since the last 7 days, so to speak?
Exactly. So, Kamini, what we know, and from my, cross checks of the records, especially the vote and proceedings of Parliament, has indicated that ordinarily from when Parliament resumed from recess, and when you check the data, Kamini, the data will tell you that at least Parliament resumed from recess on the 21st May. Now, when you count the 15 sitting day within which an MP should more or less file a leave of absence, without which his or her seat can be declared vacant, that would have expired last week Friday when you had that initial conversation about this MP. Now, what I have noticed from the vote and proceedings is that from last week, which was Tuesday, he had already been marked absent for 11 days when you track the vote and proceedings from the 21st May when Parliament resumed from recess all the way to somewhere 6th or 12th, all the way to somewhere 12th June, he was marked absent continuously. Now, the following week, which was last week, records tell me that on the 16th June, he started receiving a mark of absent with permission. Absence with permission. What that means is that for the 19th June, which was last week Friday, that the 15 sitting period would have elapsed to warrant subsequent actions of the speaker, declaring the seat vacant or whatnot. He was now saved because from the 16th June, when we were gradually getting to the 15-day period per what the standing order 16 talks about, he started receiving a mark with permission. What it means is that when you're marked absent with permission, it means that one, per what the standing order 15 especially talks about leave with absence, the secretariat of the MP would have filled the leave of absence form, same would have transmitted to either the clerk or the chief whip of the caucus that the MP belongs to, and then within 24 hours, same would be transmitted to the speaker's office, where you have the deputy speaker approving it. Once that is approved, then it will be minuted in the records of the vote and proceedings, and then subsequently, until the MP returns, we can say that he is marked absent, although with permission, and that would insulate him. So in this case, Ohene Kwame Frimpong has been insulated because from last week up until yesterday, when we had the final record of vote and proceedings, he's been marked absent with permission, and so he has been saved. He is not offending any parliamentary rule or any parliamentary order. The same applies to the Constitution, which also talks about the same thing in Article 67.
Christian, sharp guy, I appreciate your time with us. Christian Yale is our parliamentary affairs correspondent. Now, I'll connect a few dots, just a couple of dots, and then I'll move on to our analysts on this matter. Now, if you're not aware, Ohene Kwame was arrested on May 12th, 2026. A day after that, Parliament acknowledged the arrest, and in fact, on that Facebook post to announce the acknowledgement of the arrest, they said they were assisted with authorities in Netherlands based on some things that had been asked for in reference to the MP in question. Now, when you look at the data that Christian has shared with us, a month after that, when Parliament resumed on the 21st of May, of course, he wasn't there. He was in the cooler in the Netherlands because he had been arrested about 10 or 12 days earlier, right? So a month after his arrest, days from the 21st to the 12th of June, he was marked absent because he wasn't in this country. He still isn't in this country. And there was no way that he could have anybody thought of writing to the Speaker of Parliament about his absence. Now, it also tells you that the fact that Parliament had acknowledged the arrest did not mean that he had sought permission. 11 days into his arrest, 11 days into parliamentary sittings, right? Then it comes, the absent with permission. So we see that on the 16th of June, 2026. That he had now been marked absent with permission. It could have been his office writing to the chief whip of the majority side because he caucuses with the majority side. It could be a number of things that have happened. It could be that his office wrote to the clerk and then it went to the speaker. We do not know how that happened as of now, but we can talk about it. I'll bring in now Dr. Jonathan Asante, political analyst, executive director of the Africa Institute. Let me get that right. I do not want, well, thank you. Africa Institute of Strategic Studies. Doc, I did my best. I also have Professor Smart Sapong, political analyst, on this matter of very, immense importance to the atmosphere we have in this country. I'll start off with you, Prof. What do you think could be going on now?
Well, yeah, so in my view, there are still some things we need to clear, especially if Parliament can, once it is an issue of national interest, I was expecting that Parliament would issue a certain position on it. If not for your sharp reporter from Parliament, some of us were in doubt as to what was going to happen after the 15 days elapsed. Now we know that there's been some form of permission, but there are standing orders, and the Constitution also makes it imperative that the permission must be in writing. So my question would be that did the MP, wherever he is, get the opportunity to write a permission himself and submitted same to the Speaker, and therefore the new change in his absent status, absent with permission? Because the position of the Constitution 97(1) it's not just, securing permission, but a written permission. And under the circumstances, I would have wished to know from Parliament if he had the opportunity to write and send his handwritten or personally written permission, so that we can satisfy fully the provision of the Constitution in respect of being absent with permission, so that he can exceed the 15 days. But Parliament has been the master of its own self.
Absolutely.
We have a very recent case of, not too recent though, Adwoa Safo, when he was absent and all those things. A lot of these discussions were raised, but Parliament then, I think the 8th Parliament, found a way to secure her seat for her for the number of months she was absent. So,
do you think then, Prof, that we may be seeing a repeat of that, or really there are germane reasons why we should take this at face value?
In fact, I'm mentioning the case of Adwoa Safo because from where I sit, I see us traveling a very long journey on this matter, similar to what happened under Adwoa Safo. Fortunately for the MP for Asante Akim North, he is affiliated to the majority caucus, who would want to at all times protect him. And so he's partially safe, just as Adwoa Safo was also affiliated to the majority side, indeed, which protected her. Because else anyway, still the issue is under the hands of the investigators and all those things. But we are told yesterday that extradition was underway, so he's moved from where he is now to the United States.
And that's the thing, Prof. There isn't official communication, whether from Ghanaian authorities, U.S. authorities, or authorities in the Netherlands surrounding this. So there's a lot of speculation, unfortunately. Yes. No proper reportage from traditional news media, except for what people write on social media, and that's the most disturbing part of reporting on this matter.
And Kamini, this is a member of Parliament we are talking about, not an ordinary. Absolutely. So we deserve to have officials giving us updates on the matter. We are all extremely concerned. Yeah.
I'll move on to Doc now. Again, Doc, you have the last word on this. What are we doing?
Interesting. I think that the silence of Parliament with respect to this particular issue is quite deafening. But of course, if you look at the Article 97(1)(c) of the 1992 Constitution, which prescribes this particular, statement of these 15 sittings, but then gives an exception. That is, if you have a written permission that has been granted by the Speaker. So the Speaker is very powerful with respect to the declaration of a vacancy or otherwise. I think that the allegations against the Honourable Member of Parliament, Mr. Kwame Ohene-Frimpong, they are quite dire. I hope he will be able to, get himself exculpated from the whole process. Probably Parliament or the leadership seem to give him that benefit of the doubt. And that is the more reason why I believe their silence has been quite definite. They seem to know certain things that we, the ordinary members of the public, seem not to have.
Very well, gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time. Dr. Jonathan Asante, Professor Sapon, I appreciate your insight on the two subjects we have discussed tonight here on Ghana Tonight. If you're watching us, I appreciate your time as well. I'll take a break now. When I come back, couple more issues to discuss and then we'll call it a night. Don't go away. Welcome back to Ghana Tonight Live on TV3 and on 392.7 FM. Now, your next employment will require you to take a drug test. The Interior Minister says this is part of efforts to clamp down on substance abuse among the youth. If that executive order comes into effect, both public and private sector employers will be obligated to collect samples, test them, and potentially feed results into a national database. Here's the Minister on the floor of Parliament.
Mr. Speaker, effective drug control is not solely a law enforcement matter. It demands a whole of government and a whole of society approach that integrates enforcement with prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation. I call on this House to support government in considering the following priorities: oversight very effectively the budgetary allocation to NACOP to close critical capacity gaps in intelligence, interception, and forensic analysis. Strengthen the regulatory framework for precursors, chemicals, and pharmaceutical supply chain to curb the diversion of substances like tramadol. Establish National Rehabilitation Center, particularly one in every region, to meet the needs of Ghanaians suffering from substance use disorders. Expand drug education and demand reduction programs in schools, communities, and workplaces, targeting youth who remain most vulnerable.
Now, before we close today's edition of Ghana Tonight, I will read some of your comments that you shared with us on social media. Right now, however, I'll bring in Austin Game, who is a labor consultant and former deputy labor minister. And Mr. Game, good evening to you. I appreciate your time. What do you think about this?
As a matter of fact, and on the basis of the labor law, section 8, which enjoins the employers as the legitimate body to employ a worker in its establishment, whether public or private. They have the right to examine the person, including asking for medical checkup in many ways. I recall as in the year 1971, I was seeking employment at AJ Seward, which is part of then UAC, United Africa Company. And I had wings, and they asked me to go back and treat it before I come back for another examination. I went through that, and when I was pronounced by the doctors to be now fit for purpose, before I was considered unemployed at AJ Seward. Today, similar things are done by employers. Of course, when a person is considered, when the employer made a request that they should check your drug level or drug test to be conducted upon you before the employment, I do not see it as injurious. It's when you are already employed, and therefore we apply a EAP, Employee Assistance Program, or assisted program, to support workers who might be having some legitimate problems with drugs related matters. But if before the employment, the employer, private or public, considered it appropriate to have a test conducted on you because of what you are coming to do for the company, but I think it's a legitimate call.
But Mr. Game, should this include private sector employers necessarily?
If you are employed, whether private or public, you are virtually, when you are employed by the economy, you are virtually part and parcel of the state, and you feed on the state, medical facilities And if you die or something happened to you, we are all losers because your contribution is important in whichever form or shape. Therefore, if I were to be an employer, and this is about a legitimate call because of abuse of drugs and the extent to which drugs are being misused, even in our primary schools.
Very well.
It's only fair that employers should be worried and find out about your state of your healthy state before entering the organization.
Very well.
Otherwise, they will carry an unnecessary burden on them from day one.
Mr. Gambe, I'm afraid we'll have to end our conversation. I'm out of time for today, but I appreciate your insight on the subject matter. Austin Gambe, former Deputy Labour Minister. And just before I go, a few of your comments, and then we'll call it a night, right? And Clinton Kolan Tafam says it could have been good, but people will exploit it to deny others job opportunities. Very important point you make there. Who will bear the cost? Important question to ask the minister. It is a step in the right direction, Mark Dachomo says. But that's all I can take. Even though Elvis Yanka says I am in full support. Those are the comments from you, our viewers. Remember that tomorrow morning, 7 here on TV3, you will have Alfred Okanse and his panelists return to your television set and bring you the week's biggest stories. All the usual panelists are on it, including Martin Pebu. So do watch that. On Sunday, join me for Hot Issues. I'm out of here. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Ghana Tonight is brought to you by
Sasso Insecticide Spray and Coil. Kumintuntum Prekon.
You know, sir, I drink a said every year be me trendy. Last 4 years, me Cavani, ye trendy ye pa. So me coward cap be I wish sir nipa be unsampa me by.
Is an English fun park. As you can see, no rival dresses here. We are getting ready for England versus Ghana, and we are counting down to kickoff time. Well, it's going to be amazing here at Box Park, and we're happy to be here. This is the FIFA World Cup Trail, and it's coming to you in partnership with all the sponsors on board. We're excited. We are looking forward to this game. It will be an amazing night.
one goal that lifts the crowd. One celebration that unites them like brothers. And for him, the end of the match. That's how 1UP from SportyBet works. Don't wait until the final whistle to celebrate victory. Get settled early with SportyBet. 1UP. Winning is now that easy.
At Star Oil, we believe fuel is not just a commodity, it is a lifeline. Every cedi saved at the pump is a cedi that helps a mother send her child to school. A farmer transports food to the market. Or a young entrepreneur deliver their first order. Our mission is to make fuel more accessible by offering consistently competitive prices, helping ease the financial burden on Ghanaian households. In a country where transportation costs can consume nearly a third of household income, this is not just business, it's a social responsibility. Star Oil, quality and affordable fuels for all.
Hello? I had to send you your momo ready.
Oh! I go here. There comes a time when money matters get tricky. When paying back feels hard, we get creative. But here's a beautiful fact. Every time you pay back, you keep the line going. You make space for someone else. Borrow, Sotam, pay back.
Momo.
Because when you do, Momo Day for everybody.
You think you know Gary? Think again. We are taking your favorite snack to a whole new level. Introducing Kivo Gary 4-in-1 Strawberry.
More Kivo inside, more joy for you. More Kivo inside.
Crispy with real strawberry crunchies inside.
Kivo has got you.
A taste of Ghana with strawberry crunchies inside.
More joy for you.
This advert is FDA approved.
What do you know about Ghana?
I'll tell you one thing I know about Ghana. The jollof is better than Nigerian Ghana.
Thank you. Love Ghanaian food. Oh, jollof, I guess. No, actually banku. Oh.
So we've arrived at the Graduate by Hilton Hotel where the Black Stars of Ghana are lodging. It's match day, Ghana versus England. As you can see, the crowd is already building and it is projected to get bigger because most of them will try and go with the team, but that will be impossible because the team has a lot of security. Lots of famous faces here. I've seen Ishmaelado, I've seen a lot of old colleagues. Like everybody is catching up. And like I said, it's going to build up. A lot of people are also searching for match tickets. Very, very important. So we'll see how that goes. But the big build up is on Operation Beat England. Here we come. How do you feel just being around, coming to encourage the boys ahead of a big match like this?
Oh, it's really fun. It's like it's something different. You know, it's sometimes brings the memory. You know, the memory back then. You know, so it's a good thing.
Since you are the chaplain, give us a short prayer. Today we are facing England.
Well, we pray that not only will Black Star honor Ghana, but also the players will have the privilege of honoring themselves, that their yeomanship will show forth in this match. We're also praying that as a nation, Ghana has come a long way in sportsmanship, but we've never really made that impact we need that in the Black Stars. So we want to use this occasion to make a statement.
Ghana and the UK have a very good relationship. We have shared history, we have good bilateral relations, diplomatic relations. But tonight, it's Ghana all the way. It's Ghana, we are cheering Ghana on. We have a watch party starting soon. We've invited a few Ghanaians to come. So we watch together and cheer the boys on.
This is an exciting evening, very special evening, a historic evening, Ghana versus England. And especially for us here in the United Kingdom, this is a time for us to bring out our national colors and celebrate Ghana. The Ghana High Commission is buzzing and we are cheering the boys on to victory. So yes, stay tuned and keep updated on all the great stuff that's happening here. But to the boys, go forward and do that which you know how to do best. Bring the goals.
Well, I'm hoping for a win. My prediction is 2-1 to Ghana.
Today, for this momentous occasion, this momentous match between Ghana and England, who to support? This is the thing, isn't it? I've also got to go for the Black Stars. We just have to. And wish them luck.
Looking forward to a great game, though the one we watched earlier against Panama wasn't as easy as we thought it could be. And I know this game against England is going to be as difficult as whatever. But I expect our boys to come out and shine.
I know we are going to pull through. We will win this game and Ghana will get to the next stage. I just want the players, the Black Stars, to remember that the whole country is behind them, not just the whole country. You know, we have other countries supporting Ghana. So they shouldn't disappoint us. They should know that a lot of people are cheering them on all over the world. So just go and do what you can do and make sure that you get Ghana to the next stage.
We're still building up to the national team game against England, and I've caught up with someone who's pretty important but very low key. So Zaid Siddiqui is works for one of the sponsors of the team. Zaid, quick one. You are from Malcolm, right?
Yes, they are from Malcolm.
And what have you been doing for the team?
Yeah, we came here to support the Ghana team.
Oh, okay. So quick one. Yeah. Ghana winning today, how many goals? We are winning.
We are winning, definitely we are winning by 2 goals.
2 goals to 0. Yeah. And then you brought your son.
Yes.
That's such a cool father-son experience.
Yeah. Father Day.
Yes.
Father's Day, good Father's Day.
First World Cup?
Yeah. I watched the last one, but
on TV.
coming here, yes.
First time attending one in person.
Yes.
Okay. Ghana versus England. Give me a score. You're on your jersey. Come on, make it heavy.
3-2 Ghana win.
2-2 Ghana win. I'm with you, boy. It's gonna be. Thank you so much. So, like I said, so much fun here. Everybody's building up. The atmosphere is building. In about 6 or 7 hours, we'll know how it goes. Keep watching the World Cup tours here from Rhode Island.
You think England is going to win? Okay. Why do you think so?
They've got good players. Yes.
Do you know Ghana?
Yes.
What are you expecting tonight?
England are going to win.
How many goals?
4-2.
Who's scoring?
Harry Kane.
Hey, and who else?
Bellingham.
Hey. And the third?
Harry Kane.
I'm hoping for a solid win, you know, so we can go into the Panama game with a bit of comfort.
Okay.
But, you know, Ghana's not a team to underestimate. They got some solid players, you know. Semenyo, he's on fire at the moment.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm hoping for a solid result.
Okay. Now, I have one interesting question to ask you, and it's come up since we played Wales a few weeks ago in a friendly. It's about England players shaking Thomas Partey. What are your thoughts?
If he's proven guilty, why would you not shake his hand? It's a sportsman game, you know, you should be shaking hands with other players.
Okay.
That's what I think.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, for me it's the respect, you know, you're playing football, whatever he's not done or done outside of that, it's football. If you play a fair game and you play well, why not? But
tell me about England-Ghana tonight. Who are you supporting?
England.
Hey!
England, I'm afraid.
Why are you not supporting Ghana?
Because I'm South African. I've got to support South Africa.
Okay, tell me about your expectations tonight.
It's going to be a good game, for sure. I'm keeping it low. I'm going to say like 1-0 England.
1-0 England.
2-1 maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah, nothing too hectic.
Yeah? But what do you make of the Ghana team itself? If we have Semenyo, we have Partey, we have, you know, we are missing Kudus.
This is what I'm saying, you've got a good team. It will be a good game for sure. I think a lot of people think it's going to be an easy game for England, but I don't think it will be, to be honest.
And so you're going for 1-0 or 2-1?
I'm going to go 1-0.
England looked very sharp last game. Ghana, in my opinion, looked very poor. The odds are against us, but you know, man.
It's football.
Already baby on it,
Hopefully a 2-1. It depends if Fatongi starts. I need Semenyo to do something for me as well. I need England to have a slow start. Because Ghana, we're fast, we're strong, we're powerful.
Yeah?
We can beat them at that.
So you think this is Ghana's night?
We have a chance.
We have a chance.
Like, we've done better against teams like Germany and Portugal. So who knows?
So we're entering the media center, massive facility where we'll be working out from. As you can see, people are setting up lots of drinks being set up. Basically, all these are drinks. It's a refrigerator. Loaded day ahead. But first of all, we need to find a place to put all this equipment.
2026 FIFA World Cup Trail is brought to you by kind courtesy of SportyBet. Bet smarter, play SportyBet. Star Oil, quality and affordable fuels for all. MTN, everywhere you go. Kivo, a taste of Ghana. Pepsodent, do the two. Ghana made an unforgettable impression at its first FIFA World Cup in 2006, becoming only the second African nation to win a match on its tournament debut. The Black Stars defeated the Czech Republic 2-0 before going on to reach the round of 16 in their very first appearance.
Creating this one last chance from even getting in the attacking half. Pickford sends it long. Still we play. Rashford. There's the final whistle. Ghana have done it. They hold England tournament favorites to a scoreless draw in Foxborough, Massachusetts.
So you went into halftime goals. What exactly did the coach say to you guys? What did he say?
When we went to the dressing room, he was proud of the first half. Going to the dressing room 0-0. So he motivated us more that the next 45 minutes we have to do more to maintain 0-0 or we score them. So he didn't even ask us to come in the second half for a draw. He told us to go and win the game because he feel like they are nervous now how they come pressing now, and he believed that we can do it. What we have done in the first half, he's part of us. So I think such words even motivate us more to keep fighting in the second half.
I mean, it worked for us. The plan is not to stay behind the ball the whole game, but then at some point, like I said earlier, you need to accept what the game comes with and then play to your power, So if you're gonna stay behind the ball and then get our goal to be 0, then why not? It works for us. So.
Can you tell us a little bit about the bus and the environment when you were coming? Because when you got off the bus, we could see music playing, instruments, and you were just having fun and enjoying the moment and the opportunity to be here in the World Cup.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a beautiful tradition that started a long time ago, way before us with the previous generations of players. And it's all just worship, really. It's an opportunity to glorify God and really with that joy of appreciating that we're at the World Cup. There's players who are playing in Ghana League, who are playing in many different continents and countries, and there was no promise that any of us would be at the World Cup. So to be here, there's definitely so much to be grateful for, and I guess we're dancing that day.
Gideon, this game was quite tough, we know that. But we're coming up a side that has also scored. Croatia, they scored 2 goals against England. Their next game has not been played yet, so we don't know. Has the coach started prepping you guys ahead of time?
For the next game? Mm-hmm. No. We take game after game. Tonight was this afternoon was for England, and that was our focus. So we're gonna take a half step back and then get ourselves back into the game and then focus on Croatia.
It's important for us and for you guys as well not to get too negative, not to get too het up on it. We'll prepare. We'll watch the footage, see where we could have been better, and prepare for penalty.
One goal that lifts the crowd. One celebration that unites them like brothers. And for him, the end of the match. That's how 1UP from SportyBet works. Don't wait until the final whistle to celebrate victory. Get settled early with SportyBet. 1UP. Winning is now that easy.
At Star Oil, we believe fuel is not just a commodity, it is a lifeline. Every cedi saved at the pump is a cedi that helps a mother send her child to school. A farmer transports food to the market. Or a young entrepreneur deliver their first order. Our mission is to make fuel more accessible by offering consistently competitive prices, helping ease the financial burden on Ghanaian households. In a country where transportation costs can consume nearly a third of household income, this is not just business, it's a social responsibility. Star Oil, quality and affordable fuels for all.
Hello? I understand your momo ready.
Oh. I go here. Start Joshua.
There comes a time when money matters get tricky. When paying back feels hard, we get creative. But here's a beautiful fact. Every time you pay back, you keep the line going. You make space for someone else. Borrow, Sotam, pay back.
Momo.
Because when you do, Momo Day for everybody.
You think you know Gary? Think again. We are taking your favorite snack to a whole new level. Introducing Kivo Gary 4-in-1 Strawberry.
More Kivo inside, more joy for you. More Kivo inside.
Crispy with real strawberry crunchies inside.
Kivo has got you.
A taste of Ghana with strawberry crunchies inside.
More joy for you.
This advert is FDA approved.
The last time Ghana and England met was in an international friendly at Wembley Stadium in March 2011. The match ended 1-1, with Ghana earning a late equalizer through a Samuel Jan, after Andy Carroll had given England the lead.
Ghana had a baby because you call us underdog. Obia expect say Ghana bet me England about draw. This is football. Football be here to me see. 90 minutes. And a football. And you're Dini at the ball. On the field.
Oh, it was splendid. It was a good match. The boys played very, very well. You know, as compared to the other one with Panama, this one was splendid.
This time around, no, supporting is so massive. 80 and they're doing pretty good. What's a tactical ball or more ball? I'm hoping that your next game was against Croatia. No, we're gonna pull up. That just me who will be there.
The next one, I feel like it's gonna be a 2-1. Yeah, so 2-1. Watch out, Ghana is winning. Charlie with a party. I'm here to party. So if Ghana wins, Charlie.
Ghana did a good job today, and we're hoping for the best for them in the next match against Croatia. They played very well in defense, and the striking was also very good.
All the match we played very good. We played good defense, throughout the whole game. You know what I mean? 90 minutes of good defense. Played well, it was still a draw, but we still played good. Go Ghana.
Oh, it was a good match. Not what we expected, but it was still good. I'm defending nice. I'm holding them down. As long as we qualify, that's all that matters. We're proud of our boys. Let's go Ghana. Next one, I'm going to Philly. We outside.
You play in draw with England and your team K20. About draw there. That's the Ghana for a idea. Because me a footballer and team you say information I bono come on. Joe Papine Casano.
I've come all the way from London to watch Ghana play against England. My motherland, my people, you've made us proud. We thank you and we love you.
And they give me a solid tactical play. Just say be beard than I'm telling you. Say what's the sound no?
Defense is solidified.
La